Was that your first time across seas?
I never went. I've never been across seas.
Really?
My work has traveled more than I have. Way more. I got work in Canada right now. I never been to Canada. I ain't never been to Canada. I had work in Germany a couple months ago.
Never, and you never been. Wow.
But don't worry, because I'm applying for my passport.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go somewhere this year.
Yeah.
So when you see me out in like, I don't know, like by the Eiffel Tower, just be like, good job, you did it.
You did that. You did your big one. Okay. And so I was gonna ask you about your first show, but that's your first international show.
Yeah, I've had like shows in Baltimore. I've had shows in local areas before that. That was my first international show. And then after that, I think I just kept showing in different places.
Yeah.
And the show that actually boosted me more was the show with Jeffery Deitch at Shattered Glass.
That's the first place I seen your work.
Yeah.
So that week I went to LA and I had interviewed some artists before, but I went out there and somebody was like, "You want to interview some artists?" So I ended up interviewing like 6 people when I went out there.
Who'd you interview? Do you remember?
Yeah, I interviewed ABH, Albacete Holly,
Yes.
a guy named Born Rich, Isaac Palayo, Tanya Calderon, another, I can't remember the artist's name because he wasn't somebody I was gonna interview. He was just there, and he was like, "Oh, I make like he does stuff with like neon lights." He was doing something, but it was really interesting, but it wasn't like he was doing it more like a job. But I think with that job, there's an art to it.
Yeah, for sure.
So and then maybe I don't know if there was somebody. If I'm forgetting you, oh, Skylar Gray.
Oh.
So I interviewed a few people. I had this camera, it's my brother's camera, and he wasn't using it, so let me borrow that. So everything kind of came together. I didn't know what I was doing. It was a lot. I didn't know most of the artists. I didn't know any of the artists actually. But I was with one of the artists named Born Rich, and we were somewhere by like West Hollywood because there was like a mural that he was doing.
Okay.
And then the Deitch Gallery had a show, and I was like, "You want to stop by?" And we stopped by, and I remember you had, I think it was 3 pieces right in the front.
Yeah.
And I did like a reel at that show.
So I had the 3 girls pieces, but then in the next room I had the braided pieces. So I sent over 6.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I did see, because I remember that. That was the first place I seen your work, period, and I was like, "Oh shit."
Thanks.
Yeah.
I didn't go to that opening. I don't know why. I think something was happening and I couldn't go.
I think it was more than the opening. I think that once it opened,
that
was
show
just busy.
Yes.
It was extremely
So
busy.
shout out to AJ Gerard and Milan Christie and Jeffrey and the Jeffrey Deitch team. But those are the curators for that show. They did amazing. And they're also just individually like super amazing people.
Yeah.
But that show definitely helped a lot.
I believe, yeah.
Definitely a stamp on my CV for sure.
That's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah. So that was super nice. Yeah.
So, I do know that the next place I seen you was at the Roots Picnic in Philly. And since then, it seems like, since I've seen your work, it seems like I've not stopped seeing it.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like you have, you definitely have, even, like you said, even in places you're not, your art is, you have an online presence. The power of the internet, how has that helped your career?
A lot. I think that the internet has been a really big tool for people to see my work. And because I feel like my work is essentially for Black people. And I will say that off rip. My work is for Black people. But I also, obviously anybody can enjoy it, but it's for us to be able to see ourselves in places where we feel like we're not welcome, right? To say that we do belong anywhere we decide to be, you know what I mean? So the internet has pushed more Black people to see my work and to feel seen in that. So there have been people who message me and they're like, "Oh my God, this hairstyle looks like me." Love that. My homie AJ, he sent me a picture of his niece who took a picture in front of my sculpture and they had the same hairstyle. And she was like looking up at it. And I was like, this is what, at Jeffery Deitch, I was like, this is what I want. Because when I was growing up, I didn't see that I had to make it myself, But to grow up in a place where you see sculptures that look like you is life-changing. I wish I saw like pieces with grills in. You know what I'm saying? I wish I saw pieces that have different types of hairstyles, whether they have hair or not. You know, I think in museums and stuff, we see Black people enslaved or in this like this depressing history, which we should know about, obviously, but I want to be a part of the process that moves us forward. You know what I'm saying? We should know about it. Absolutely. But I want to move forward and I want us to feel seen and confident, you know? So social media has been big in putting my work out there for people to see. People will see it on social media and then come see it in the gallery or in the museum or whatever. And it's been helpful for that, for sure.